and check in with the National School Nutrition Service providers. By the way, we're firmly into the 10 o'clock hour, our second hour. But those nutrition providers are staging a sit-in at the Education Department's district offices in Pietermaritzburg in KwaZulu-Natal. And they are complaining about not receiving payment since March. The program there feeds over 2 million disadvantaged pupils across schools in KwaZulu-Natal. Newzroom Afrika's Phila Mthembu is in Pietermaritzburg and joins us now. Phila, this program is a lifeline to so many families. I mean, often the only meal that a child is having comes from the one that they have at school. So if there is a disruption in the provision of that, it has a huge, huge impact. So talk to us about what you've been finding out this morning.
Indeed, Iman, as you've rightfully stated there. So right now we are just outside the district offices of the Education Department here in Pietermaritzburg. Now this is where some of the service providers have started lining up, Iman. There's quite delays on our side, but they're just grouping up. I'm going to ask my colleague Tatsuwake Dube to show you. We're still expecting for more of them to actually come in here to raise their concerns. And what we understand is that basically they're going to be demanding that officials from the education district offices here to intervene in this regard, because some of them have been saying that they have not been receiving payment since March. But what we are also able to find out is that since we got here, these challenges go back as far as last year. I'm now going to bring in from the National School Nutrition Program, Thabang Mncwabi, to speak to us about basically what is it that they are here for. If you could just take us through, Thabang, about this particular sitting demonstration that you are here to hold today, the reason behind that first.
Greetings, Phila. The reason the service providers have gathered here today, it is not an easy gathering, but they are here to raise their grievances for their non-payments, which couldn't enable them to service their contracts and to deliver food commodities to schools, to various schools in the province. All the districts in the provinces are doing a similar thing. The department has bamboozled them, tricked them to say they are going to be paid, and they have not fulfilled their promise to pay them. They have been servicing their contracts and ensuring that no learner goes to classroom unfed for the past few months, and now they've really went out of their finances. So now they are sitting in a critical condition in an ICU, so to say. So that is why they are here to say, as we are doing a sitting today, there are learners currently who are at school with no food, and some of the learners are coming from child-headed homes. Some of them are on medication, then they don't have anything to eat. So thanks.
After this sit-in here today,
our hope is to say there are many measures to be done to resolve the situation. Number one, the service providers should be paid with immediate effect using alternative means of payments, such as EFTs, so that the service providers can rush and procure the food items and rush them to schools to prevent learners from not eating. And secondly, is to ensure that such incidences do not happen again. There should be a clear line of communication, and there should be clear interventions from the national government, provincial government, led by our Premier, who is a blesser himself, who has encouraged us to bless women. And unfortunately, he has failed to bless the learners in classrooms by ensuring that the learners do have something to eat. The blessings start from ensuring that we give money to the service providers to ensure that learners have something to eat.
And when we had an engagement off camera, you did tell me that you had written to the Education Department as well as the Premier's office, but then that was met with silence. And now there is a statement which has been issued out by the Education Department saying that payments were made on Friday and over 70% of the suppliers have been paid. So what do you make of that?
That was not an official statement. It was an internal memo that was leaked to us. That was just an internal memo to spin off the situation. Currently, there's nothing official from the department. It's something that has just leaked, internal communication. Right now, as we are sitting here, there's nothing that has officially been communicated by the department.
Thank you so much for your time, Thabang. That was Thabang Mncwabe Iman giving for, and also you'd remember, Iman, that actually some of these children, you'd find that this is the only meal that they get per day. So it is quite a concerning issue. And you'd remember, this is not even the first time something of this nature happens. You'd remember even last year there was a crisis under this particular program where the Education Department had identified a supplier, had awarded a tender to a supplier, but then that particular supplier was unable to meet the demand. So the department was actually forced to end that particular contract, that particular tender, and had to also just come back to using multiple suppliers. So it's quite an important story that we are tracking here today, as some of these suppliers have also been saying that they now do not have any money. They cannot afford to buy food in order for the program to continue and for them to be able to supply these schools with daily meals.
Right, this is a situation that must be resolved quite urgently. Phila, thank you for the update there.